happy Thursday. And happy Thanksgiving. Ooh, my hair looks so cold. A little rough morning. This is P over here.
M over there.
Patricia.
Mariah.
And together
we are PM Artist Studios.
Getting a little funky there in the middle. And I do apologize about a camera. The lighting is less than stellar because it's been raining like, you know, cats and dogs all night long and all day. The creek out back is turning into a river.
I could open that more.
Yeah, I could probably help. It won't hurt. I'll tell you that.
Now the sun will come out.
I don't think so. Supposedly it's not going to. All right. Well, let's say hello to everybody. If you haven't had a chance, do give those thumbsy upsies for those of you that, you know, are our regulars. If you haven't, we very much appreciate it. If you're new, welcome. Do subscribe to the channel. Hang out with us. Say hello in the chat so we can say hello back. I'm about to say hello to everybody that is showing up in the list.
How many?
34 people. I really was like, I don't think that many people are going to show up today, but man, you guys are awesome. I mean, that's awesome.
Well, so we made the observation, you know, not everybody is celebrating.
Yeah, that's true. So we've got Ann, Arlene, Art Curious, that's Miriam, Brad's here, Carol, Carrie, Charmin, Darcy, Deb, Diane, Effie, Jacqueline, Lisa Mingus, Liz, Martha, Marianne, Maxine, Nightbot, she's the one that's going to be dropping all the info, prompted by our lovely moderators, Panka, Reverend Sonia, Sandra, Stitching Art, that's Paula, Susan Anderson, Susan Dufresne, I think Lisa, My Eclectic Life, hello! Ooh, are you getting lots of snow? Or the snow has begun. She's in the Panhandle, so it's just raining here a lot, which is great and all, but you know, like I said, the creek out back is turning into a little river, which is fine.
A rushing river.
A rushing river. So, remember, today's a super chill day, kind of different than what we normally do. P's already busy doing her little, you know, crochet thing. Those of you that are true crocheters, don't
watch
hate
us.
on her.
It will,
it's free form.
It will make you itch.
Just avert your eyes.
Avert your eyes.
It's a podcast.
Plus, I'm using pink right off the bat.
Should I go top? I'll go top side.
Yeah.
And then that way, I still don't understand what's going on.
You can see my wonderful. This is a bag that Prudence Mapstone sent me.
Oh, is that some of the Prudence stuff? It sure is.
Isn't that lovely?
Mm-hmm.
Look at this little jobber. Now, I'll tell you what. You don't want to put this next. Do you see those little things? You think that they might not be irritating? You don't want those on your neck. You want those down at the bottom of the scarf just for, you know, to look at and touch. Mm-hmm. But you don't want it up here touching your neck.
Right.
You got to keep that kind of stuff in mind when you're
making... it's bright and sunshiny in Oregon.
Oh. Well, you sent your rain down here, I guess. Hey, we'll take it. I talked to my sister who lives in southern Colorado, and she says it's horrible there. She said the weeds aren't even growing. Yeah.
It's the ugly part of Colorado.
Yeah.
There is.
Well, it can be beautiful if the rains
yes.
come, and the pastures green up and everything. But it's really bleak if it doesn't.
Izzy likes a little bit of pumpkin pie with her whipping cream. That's pretty much. She really says, "I love pumpkin pie. You're gonna put whipping cream on it, right?" It's really the delivery method of the whipping cream.
I'm kind of with her. I'm like, I don't want to know that it's there. Just cover it up with the whipping cream and I'll find it.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I think she has that same feeling. And she likes to, you know, eat it with her fingers.
She's very tactile.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yutha, hello! And I think I said it right, because, man, there was a big old discussion at this house about Hutha versus Yutha.
Yutha.
Well, and Jutta, because I told Brad that was absolutely not going to be it. And I was happy to hear that it wasn't, because I hate it when he's right.
Yeah, really.
Hey, Estella.
Yeah, we're talking about cards. We talk about some of my cards, and well, I should talk about these first. This is kind of okay. Alcohol ink used to be my only love. Our only love. Yes, we did. You both do.
That's when we first started like hanging out. And I'm like, well, we should, let's do something with this rather than just,
making a bunch of alcohol. Okay.
Yeah.
So the blue here is Mariah. The background is mine. And I took, and then she punched out some things. And so I just kept them and kept the edges. And then that became this board card. And we have some of these.
We have a lot of them.
Yeah, if you want one.
Now,
we'll start sending with orders.
The reason that, you got to request them. And tell me how many you want, and I'll send maybe, 3 or 4 at the most, because they're very heavy.
Yeah.
And they're thick, because and they're kind of shimmery in between of them. They're a special kind of paper, and it's laid.
Yeah, it looks like
fabric.
Quite
fancy. Some of them, the first batch of them were misprinted. And so I complained about it. And they're like, well, do you want new ones? Or do you just want a refund? And I'm like, no, I want new ones. Because, our plan was we were going to sell these. I should have just, kept and gotten a refund. But
anyway.
we have a few hundred.
Yeah.
Or more.
I just, this is what my hand could hold.
Yeah. See? And they're very thick. Now, the actual one is a real card. Like, it opens up.
Yeah.
But I thought they did a bang-up job, actually, on the printing. I mean, it's not as vibrant, but,
It isn't ever going to be.
No. See, you can't make, real-life stuff into CMYK. Well, I mean, you can, but you're going to pay for some definitely.
You're never going to get your metallics unless you have them at them.
Correct. Or you're printing on metallic paper, but then it's going to alter the other stuff. I mean, there's so many things.
Yeah.
But thank you.
All right.
Put those puppies in the shop. That was actually the first thing that we had on Etsy.
Yeah.
And did not do well. Like I said, I mean, we never sold any. But we were not very known, at all.
We were also very expensive, and we didn't care because if you didn't want to pay that, we weren't selling it anyway. Because we really didn't want to. I want to just keep them, get them out and look at them every now and then.
Yeah, the originals.
Okay, these are some of Mariah calls these my old lady cards.
She wasn't supposed to say that.
I'm not supposed to say that, but that's what she calls them. She says, it looks
very...
like something that they would do at the nursing home.
Wow.
That's what she said. Don't,
That's not what I said.
Don't back out on that one.
That part I didn't say. That, see, again, she's
But now, I think that this one, she even admits this one.
That's really good. And that's alcohol ink.
Alcohol ink.
I think that's all just ink.
Oh, there may be some colored pencil in there. I don't know. I can't remember. Good Lord, how long ago was that? Years ago.
I've made books out of them. In fact, I'm glad that you said they really are quite handy. I'm telling you.
What?
The little books I made.
And here is one that problem with it's square.
Well, where are my little books?
But isn't that some... Now, the alcohol ink on here, the reason it still looks really good is because these have been out of the light. If they are getting any light at all, they fade like crazy. Yeah. Unless you've got some kind of coloring over them. All right, Mariah, I'm handing those back. You hand me the next batch.
I was trying to find the little books that we made. Where are those? Out of the cards. Remember?
Not really.
You're killing me.
I don't really remember.
I remembered a lot of things today. Here, show that. It's one little.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, in fact, I think this one was... No, this
Sunshine.
This one got covered. But
this is for Izzy.
I'm pretty sure that the inside of that is...
Oh, yeah. This is some of my fabulous. And look at that washer there.
And here.
And this is Izzy. Somebody, I can't remember who sent her these charms. Oh, yeah.
I
Oh,
want
these
to
are made
say
from cards.
it was probably Judy or Lisa.
But this is her little book, and she's got some stamps in here. She really hasn't done that much. And, of course, they're right smack dab in the middle.
Charms are crazy.
Now, it has been a while. We need to get this back out and let her.
Yeah.
Because I think she would probably really enjoy
Sometimes.
that now. She's getting so that she does.
And I think Dee Dee gave her that sticker.
Boy, this is really nice stuff here, Mariah.
That's mine.
Did you make that?
No, you sewed it for me.
Okay, now there's some stitchery.
Were you did you just, like...
I don't know.
She knew that. She's just being a poop. She's being kind of poopy today. She had to wait to eat. I don't know.
And that isn't a good thing. And then we had people talking about, you know, you can choose your friends, but your relatives you can't. You kind of just
Careful,
gotta...
they might actually watch this. I don't know. Probably not, but...
Well, I'm speaking about my side of the family.
Oh, well, yeah.
I don't know anything. You know, I'm not going to say anything about yours. But look at that. I mean, I really spent a lot of time on that.
You did.
Quite proud of that.
I loved it.
It needs to be spread out more like that instead of wound up. All right, throw that over here. What do we got on the inside here? Oh, lots of little...
Like, we should go through this book. It's kind of fun. See, and then I use one piece of it as a belly band. Be careful. Our good old friend Robin Alcorn sent us a bunch of those. See, that's that. Remember?
Oh, yeah. I don't know what this is supposed to do.
It says hello. It's a little die cut piece. It's probably sticking to other things.
That's sticky. I don't think it's. I
Probably
think it's
oh,
supposed
that was
to
a
do
little
something
gifty
else.
thing that I think Izzy made me.
Aww.
Or it could have even come from Ann or Mo, and then she put extra stickers on.
She does that
She will
kind of thing.
embellish some things.
There's a card and some more little stickers in there. And here's one of those really nice paper clips.
I know. It went with the thing, so I took it. And then she would give me stickers and say, put this in your book, Mommy. And I'm like, all right, well, you only give me ones that go with my book.
And here's her rainbow ribbons.
Mm-hmm.
She's real proud of those.
Now, this is
Boy,
my book.
that's some heavy duty.
I think we even did a video on that, maybe?
Because
those...
yeah, this is
some rando stuff put together. I'll tell you that.
I don't really, I mean, I don't know what we used. Do you remember?
Yeah. Okay, so that is,
I know it's alcohol ink.
yes, but the shiny stuff is the inside of, like, chicken stock.
Oh, yeah.
That
Well,
it's
it
been
certainly
run through the...
held its indentation
Yes,
nicely.
through the embosser and then inked and such.
And this is from, oh, this is,
Hi,
I stenciled
Over, yes. My friend Christy gave us these. We have well, not a million of them anymore because Izzy was kind of hard on them.
She's very hard on them.
Obviously, because they're very sparkly.
But see, you can see it on this side. It's that holographic stuff. This is really nice.
That was from Robin Alcorn.
She doesn't watch us anymore. She got burned out on her butterflies. Here's some more of Izzy's little stickers.
We lost her at the butterflies.
We lost her at the butterflies. Hey, she did a good job on this side.
This is me. I'm telling you, this is my book.
Are you sure you did these stickers in here?
Yes. Because she would give them to me. And I would then say, I only want ones that are going to match my stuff.
Looky there.
Looky there.
Some watercolor aminals. And I'm not going to take that apart. And you can just see all those.
Oh, and Evie, I don't know if you read or not, but the elves are in the shop. Edgy elves are available.
Pretty darn cute. I'm going to do something with them.
Oh, are you? I thought you were
Well,
just
maybe. I don't know.
We'll see. I think it's just being a
This
little
is
grumpy
really
today.
nice little card here.
Mm-hmm. My mommy did that.
This is nice.
I did that. You know what that is? The leftover little pieces of
Fluffy stuff.
of the napkins and things that have been, those are blotter cloths, but I can't remember exactly which project was the main thing, but I had all these little pieces and I'm like, I'm putting them in my little This is my,
Oh,
I don't know, it's kind of
ribbony.
my girly but also winter journal because it's a very snowflakey kind of thing. Because see, I have snowflakes all
Oh,
over
look
it.
at that little tree back there.
You made that, I think.
I know, I made it, but I didn't really remember it.
Yeah, I don't remember when you made it or...
It was 2021. It said so somewhere. I saw it.
We're about to come into 2023, so...
Yeah, that was a long time ago. I mean, I don't even remember exactly what I had for breakfast today. Yeah, I do.
What'd you have?
Sausage and gravy.
You did. Brad made it. He was really with it today.
I'll say. All right, there you go.
So that was made from some of those cards. They're perfect for this.
Yeah, because they've got enough
I even got videos for
oomph.
how to make these little...
Oh, I sure do like this little piece, and I don't remember working on that.
You didn't. I did that. You know, I do know how to use a needle and thread.
Look at that. That's really nice. Those still sewed on little, you know, floofy things.
This was for one of the creative collabs. Which one? I don't remember the name of, like, what the prompt was.
Good God, I don't know how to get into
I'll
this
just
damn
pull it
thing
apart
here.
there. Just...
This is making me crazy. I don't want to do that. I'm into my crocheting. You may be
You have... No, you can't just show a little part of it and
my
then...
spot here.
Alright, here. Because this is some pretty wing-dingy awesomeness.
Wing dingy. That's pretty wing dingy.
Yeah, that kind of drove me crazy. That's more of that thread that, you know, I used on the card.
I remember this.
So that was old school stuff.
Yeah, that, and I was very proud of that.
I had it hanging here for a very long time because it had to be special.
Now, this is some gel.
Yes.
This is
Image transfer.
yeah. Really like whatever kind of stuff that is.
Lisa sent us that.
That's really nice. Where are my little ones of this? I can't find them. Oh, that's really nice.
See, that was from this year, collab stuff. I just can't remember which collab it was. Hello, Margalo.
I don't know if that's supposed to be a part. Oh, look at that. Look at that wonderful
Tina.
stuff in there.
Isabel.
Fran, you see that mappy stuff? I do know how to do that.
I think Fran is still in Wales, and she doesn't have internet.
Texture paste.
Mm-hmm.
Modeling paste, whatever they want to call it. Oh, and here's one of my little watercolor medallions.
Maybe this was this the ornamental? Is this what I did for ornamental?
No. But, oh, that's some nice. Look at that. And I think that's that cheap
I
stuff.
think you just started. She's like, "What are you crocheting?" She's done looking at the books.
It hasn't come to me yet. I
asked
don't
her
know.
to.
I just start out making something and it becomes something.
I think GDP sent me those. Well, she sent them to Izzy, and I thought it looked very nice on that.
Oh, there's another little medallion.
You made those. Some stencil butter.
Stencil butter.
That was a special mix, I believe.
Ooh, that's nice. Mariah's also sprayed these pages, right?
Yeah.
That's really nice.
Hello, Kathy.
Ooh, that's really nice, too. I like that.
Well, most of the gel printing stuff you did, I just either altered it or...
Oh, look, there's another little medallion.
Mm-hmm.
There's a hummingbird. Ooh, that's pretty.
I don't know if that was an
That's
image
transfer.
transfer. I don't know
Yeah,
if it was an
is.
image transfer or if it was just a...
I don't know either. You can feel
washed.
it.
Oh, you can? Then I think it is. And
Because
especially
that's
since
my
it's blue.
drawing.
Yeah, I know. I know it's the scribble page.
I love this stuff. Ooh, it even feels good. Yeah.
It's just a it's a string binding. So you could take out the pages. Now it took some doing to get them in there. So.
Oh, yeah. See?
That's the one binding I know how to do and do it well. The other stuff makes me crazy. I can never get the strings right. I can, you know, it's just... Yeah.
Now what?
Now you can crochet if you want, or you guys want to see some more cards. Let us know. Let me know in
Yeah,
the chat.
I'll continue with the crocheting if you want to see some more cards.
Do you want to see happy birthday ones, or do you want to see holiday ones, or what do you want to see?
I want you to get out some more of my old lady cards.
Well, there really aren't that many of them.
I think I sent them.
You.
No, I sent them on
Here,
because
this
you
one's a good one.
acted
And that's a...
poopy diaper head about it. Oh yeah, that's some alcohol ink there.
Mm-hmm.
And bubble wrap, I think.
Yes, it is.
I like that one. It's got nice overlapping areas.
Now, a lot of these I could actually... I think we still have them in the shop. We turned them off. Because nobody wants to pay the price we want for them. Because I'm quite fond of them.
I'm not
That's why they're in the suitcase. Cards, any.
We have to get more famous to...
Oh, here. So these are
be
funny.
able
This
to.
is funny. We worked so hard on these. This is probably the first and only series we ever did.
Yeah.
And then I messed it up because I was being all cute, which Pete gave me a hard time about anyway. She
I hate
thought it was
that
dippy.
stuff.
She really hates it. And I misspelled it.
I
We'll
didn't
see if you
catch
guys
it either.
catch it.
I,
Even though it's purposefully misspelled, but I still screwed it up.
the misspelling is
Here.
misspelled.
Yeah, the misspelling is spelled.
Go figure that
Here
one.
you go, lady.
Oh, yeah.
These, but the thing is these are some of the most beautiful cards. We
They
love
are.
them.
And I want you to look at this suede-y.
Mm-hmm.
I'll open it up and show you the...
Isn't that cute? And we made 7 of these.
And various. And Mariah always does the envelopes. I always thought those... Isn't that...
Hello,
look at
Amy.
that. Well...
And you gotta show all the different insides too, because they're all different. Mm-hmm.
I love this.
Yeah.
And I worked on these leaves a lot.
Now this is run through a embossing folder, but then we cut them out. And
Did various things to them.
And they're all raised, like, pop dot. Yes.
I just go heavy with my glue and
fancy.
accomplishes the same thing. I really like this one.
It does not. In her mind it does. But in reality it's not. So, does anyone, did you see the mistake? And I finally, it took, like, I didn't realize it for a while. And then I was just kind of reading through it one day and I was like, oh, I'm taking those out of the shop stat because, it's just, I can't believe I did that. I was very embarrassed at this point. And then I was telling Pete,
My whole thing about it was you already screwed it up with the cutesy little pear thing. So, I mean, who cares?
It's like, I think that's dumb.
All right, now let me see which way I was going here. That's one of the problems with these. And see, this one's kind of overlapping
Here, I'll
here
try
a
to
little
see if
bit
I can
more than it really should. So I'll have to kind of
Here.
work that back down there.
This is one of your really good alcohol inks. A lot of the cards are alcohol inked because that's what we were doing at the time. Hey, Anthony.
Yeah.
Hello, Lotus.
And Mariah would put them together with all these little bits and pieces.
And all of the sentiments are stacked. And most of them were pre-colored each layer. So that way if you look at them from the side, it isn't white or, whatever.
They're all signed.
Oh, yeah. or and they faded. I can do a mean fade with an alcohol ink marker.
She can. She's got some serious skills there in that department.
Here, this one's really lovely. And so this is when we were trying to use up our some of our funky scrapbook paper. I wish we still had the one, but P sent it off to Mo last year for Christmas. That was the reindeer pineapples, which is just hilarious because it's kind of weird and funny. It's French Polynesian. You get it?
Get it. Merci.
Merci. Yeah. I don't know if everybody finds that funny, but I sure did. What else we got here? You want to see more inky ones? I have a whole Merci Danke. What else did I do? We sent the,
Gracias.
yeah, I think I only did one Gracias.
Oh, and it was a really nice one. I
And
think
we
we
sent
sent
it-
it away.
Yeah, to who? Do you not remember? To Prudence.
Oh.
Here's another Merci.
Mariah would do alcohol ink, and I would go back and do something else to it. I think this is one of those. She would think it was done, and I didn't think it was done yet, so I would add a little bit more.
That's one of mine. That's any ones that have like the little bubble business in it.
Yeah, I wasn't into bubbles. I don't know. I did bubbles for a while, but doing those bubbles is
Here.
those little dotty things.
This is a very fancy
Oh, holy
one.
no!
This is
I don't think
very
so.
fancy.
This is very fancy. I did the inside. Mariah did the outside, and she put the card all together. Oh, that was a really cheap one. I think we need to up the price on that. Look at that.
Oh, does it still have the price tag on it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't want you going for it, folks. You need to get those off there. They'll make funny
Oh, the
adhesive.
yeah. Well, especially on the. Oh, this is a metallic. I don't think it'll.
That might not.
It would on the metallic though. And a lot of the like really kind of fancy papers and things, we would basically upcycle from scraps of things. Like a lot of it came either in the mail or from like old paper books and things like that. Oh, here. I think this was another one of your kind of.
Oh yeah, that's a little bit. Okay, is it showing up?
I worked hard on that one as far as layout. I mean, she did the artwork.
I like it a lot.
Good, I'm glad you do.
I can sign that one. Sometimes I do. But again, here we are with this big old card.
Well,
Look
no,
at
it
this.
actually fits because we have it here. I haven't been showing the envelopes.
Oh,
Unless they have kind of a fancy
check
flap.
that out.
But yes, it did actually fit because I finally told her, I was like, okay, if you're going to continue making any more of these, you've got to keep to a more standard. Or, see, well, like what I did with this is because really the artwork, I just came in and made sure that it fit the 6x9. Because that's what that is.
6x9.
All right. Ooh, this. Oh, here. You love these. Now, it had a friend, but that went off to Aaron.
Yeah. This is done on that metallic paper. And I think it's Posca. It might have some alcohol ink on it too. And I made the letters. And look at that wonderful tie-dye background there. I think Mariah made that.
No, that was when you were... when you and Izzy would make those crazy backgrounds. So you used that.
Oh, we had a fantastic Thanksgiving feast today. It really was a feast.
Yes. I don't know why some of these are sticking.
Brad's mom makes the absolute best ever coconut cream pie. I mean, it is just... The meringue on top of it is this big.
I'm going to see if you can talk about how you made this, if you remember. Test her.
Stamping. Mm-hmm. That's stamping.
It is.
And I don't know what I made. I don't know what medium. Well, that's Posca marker there.
On top.
On top.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know what paint that is. It's probably just some acrylic.
Would you like me to tell you?
Yeah.
Okay, so you can tell in the background, and if you can kind of hold it up a little bit and give it a bit of a twist ever so slightly, hold it back down ever so, there we go. You'll see that it's kind of hard, but there is a texture to it because this is some of our, before we were testing out whole Yupo thing, because we were like, man, that stuff is kind of expensive, and you know, to alcohol ink on it, whatever. So it's the Mod Podged paper.
Oh,
But you did. You stamped in the
alcohol.
alcohol
I can see
ink.
that now because you can see the brush strokes.
Yes. Which is really cool because it looks like a canvas. And then and those are her homemade stamps, kneaded eraser stamps that she dipped into the alcohol ink.
And I wrote that too.
And you hand wrote that.
Then Mariah added these little bits and pieces.
Yeah, I made it into a standard card size.
I just handed this stuff.
She put little pieces, and I'm like, dear Lord, what am I supposed to do with that? Doesn't fit anything. Oh yeah, rum chata is awesome. It's dangerous though. All right, what else? What else do we? Oh, here, I love these series because these were all done with. Do you remember just?
Oh, I had a good time with these. I really had a good time with these. This was right down my, because this is collaging.
Well, and they were pieces and parts left over from just other things, like...
Yeah, the spray mats. Because I would come back in.
Or just the blot up from alcohol inking and...
Yeah, and see this back behind there? That was a
there should be some
spray
more
off from...
series.
Yeah, there should be more of these. I had a whole series of these. I was pretty proud of these.
Here's some more in that stamping kind of technique that you did. And then I ran it through the...
Oh, yeah, I ran it through the embosser. Ooh, I like that. It's bumpy.
Mm-hmm.
It's very bumpy. Oh, this is almost Old Lady Flowers.
Almost.
It's Aloha, though.
Mm-hmm.
We made this for somebody, and then, I don't know, we decided they didn't.
They weren't going to appreciate it.
I'll tell you, I bet I wrote Aloha 49 times before I got that one that I really liked.
You better make it right. And then here's some numbers. Okay, and then there's a funny story about these, about the snowflakes on the other one.
Oh, and see this little thing here?
Oh yeah, we finally figured out how to use that little stamper like thing.
I didn't use it very often because it didn't work very well.
Well, yeah, you and stamper things. But the really cool hologrammy snowflakes and the line, there for, a good while, Discover would send their stuff in those envelopes, and I saved every single one of them because it was just like, oh man, those are so cool. Because they're kind of pinkish. And
that's the little, the clipper.
Yeah.
It hurts my hand.
Yeah, we don't have any of those anymore.
See, look, it's this little edge there. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is so pretty.
Oh my goodness.
What?
Like 71 people. Hello and welcome. We're showing cards.
Showing cards and crocheting.
Yeah, just chilling. Oh, here, you loved this one. Actually, it's kind of these are sort of a set. I mean, they're friends because they were made with similar pieces.
Oh, yeah, with Posco.
Well, on top of,
Yeah, I definitely know that's background is the
blot off, just kind of whatever. But I don't know if that one was done on some of the Mod Podge paper. So it's kind of interesting. Whenever we created these pre-Mod Podge pages, and some of them were like with metallic and some were just plain. But they're very interesting because the alcohol inks reactivate the Mod Podge, which makes them sort of gooey. But then it also creates a cool texture.
Yeah.
And seals it all in. It's a real win-win. But it takes a while for it to dry.
Well, and the reason this card looks so absolutely stunning is because of all the cutout work that Mariah did, and then these little guys are all on those little lifters.
Pop dots.
This whole thing is on.
Most of these that are in the little shiny things, those are all 5x7s. Those are proper,
Proper size.
Proper size. And most of them have metallic. Oh, here you go. Boy, we had, remember, there was a whole going around about back and forth between us about this here card. I still don't know that I love it.
That's busy.
It's very busy.
It's kind of so ugly.
Yeah, I think that's what we always said about it. It's just...
It's an ugly card that still, makes you kind of smile and say, wow.
No, I didn't see Martha's question. Martha, how do you make Mod Podge paper? Oh, hey, you know what? We have videos. I'm going to warn you, though. They were some of our very first videos.
And they're kind of painful to watch.
It's a little painful. But basically all you do is you just paint whatever paper you want to use with Mod Podge. But there's some cool things that you can do.
To add texture to it.
And also, like we'd use the Sargent's... Actually, I say we. Really, that was mainly P. I don't know why she even got started doing that or what it was, but... And then she made sheets of it. I mean, just sheets and sheets of it.
I think I still have some of them somewhere.
Every once in a while I come across some.
Yeah. Well, and it was because it reacted with the alcohol ink in a really cool way. And we were trying to find an alternative to expensive papers that would work with alcohol ink. Because not everything does. Sometimes it just sucks it up and it just sits there.
Yeah.
You got to have something slightly slimy.
Well, and that was one of the things, because we love the whole way that alcohol ink acts on Yupo. But there's some tricky things about when alcohol inking on Yupo. In fact, I've noticed with some of these, there are some like little, here, and this is a pretty good example because I think some of the white areas there are where it flakes off. If you don't seal it in or whatever.
They are.
But that's one of yours, I'm pretty sure. Because it's not really my color. I don't know. That could have been mine.
I don't remember. Honestly, I don't. It's probably you because it's got gold in it. I did use some gold, but I didn't.
Here, I want to show the backside, the flap of that envelope to match.
Check the flap of the envelope, y'all. A really nice color. We don't have any more of those, huh?
I don't think so. I didn't have that many.
I didn't see any in the drawer over there. I had a couple cards that would have looked really good with that.
Super fun. Because this is kind of a mixture of pieces that were left over from other cards and things.
Oh, yeah.
I love that card.
Groovy. Yeah, I spent a lot of time on this little booger.
And that thing almost looks holographic because it
has so many layers of stuff because I screwed it up a couple times.
And then we just run them through the embossing machine, which is also pretty cool because if the inks are still somewhat, if they haven't fully dried, you can do some cool things with them because they like push out
Squish.
from, you know, whatever design it is. But then again, you don't want to do when it's too juicy because then it gooks up everything. Then you gotta clean your folders and.
That's a good one.
That is a good one. Hey,
Goes
show
with,
that.
that goes with peace. Look at, yeah.
Mm-hmm. See that? And those are metallic envelopes.
You should put that next to peace. I think I handed it back across to you.
You did. Let's see here. Here, I love these birthday ones. These are totally like pretty much all me. No, I think you did these pieces. On that one?
Yes, I did. This bottom part I did, yeah.
Yeah. And I would sometimes come back in and do a little bit more or touch up.
Oh, yeah. I feel sure she added some of that bling bling and sparkle. That's not mine. Although I added some of it.
Hey, Kim.
I remember adding the dots.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah, that's some humdinger stuff there. Oh, man.
Oh, yeah.
That was the piece that was left that was cut off.
And I was like, I can't, like, not use it. Like, it has to.
Isn't that a great card?
And that's some of that Martha Stewart stuff.
Oh,
with the bubbles.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good one.
Yeah, Debbie, that we have alcohol ink videos in the archive. I warn you again, these were our very early videos. They're.
And we don't have any more alcohol inks because we sent it all to Sharon.
Yeah.
If you want to know about that, you need to talk to Sharon.
Yeah, we aren't going to do any more alcohol inking.
I'm done.
Here.
Makes my head hurt.
I
really love, oh, wow. Yeah, I spent hours on this.
And you did a little bit. I did a little bit.
Hours on this background here and getting this stuff just right. Removing ink, adding ink. Needed a little spot of, yeah, I had the hardest time getting that yellow in that spot. And it really needed to be somewhere over here, but you can see I mucked it up. And then these little flowers that we did.
Mm-hmm. Here, I'm going to take this one out of the thing. And
then you can see it's embossed also.
Yeah.
And then I came back in with the alcohol ink and hit the spots that were embossed.
Oh, Jamie Herron's here, and she says she's a freeform crocheter too.
Oh. What is she?
Evie said I watched an old alcohol ink video and fell asleep. Yeah.
Pretty much. I can't watch
Let's just say we were less entertaining then. We were more just about like, you know, like we're
Get her
gonna
done.
We're gonna talk you through it. There wasn't a lot of fun banter. And then after we would do those videos, I'm like, I mean, we told people how to do things. I don't think that we entertained them. But we showed them how it's done.
Yeah,
I think I need to leave this one out of the little thingy and let it fluff up. It's been in the...
it's been in the... kind of got mashed.
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh, the fluff.
The fluff.
Yeah, if there's any fluff on there, you can I can guarantee you I didn't fluff.
All right, and you have to show... Okay. So you've got to show the inside, outside, and the envelope. This is my most
All right, now
favorite part
this,
in the
yeah,
whole world.
this is, look at this. Isn't that
I
gorgeous?
spent days on this thing. Days.
And she
And you got to turn it right side up so it says hugs.
she would say, "Do you think I need any more?" And I'm just like, is this a trick question? I don't know where you're gonna fluff anymore
Or stack anymore.
or stack any more flowers and
They're
fluff them.
beautiful though. I use different sizes of pop dot like things. Let's see, pea crocheting with 2 pieces of yarn at the same time.
Yes, ma'am. Look at that. Isn't that just gorgeous? This is the one that we decided.
Did you open it up? No, you opened that.
I did open it up.
You showed them. You showed them the little thing and everything.
Yeah, I see her. This is her signature edge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I love this card so much.
The reason I am is because I really hate this stuff here. But I like the little pink fluff, but it's a pain in the butt, and you know, I just add this other little piece of stuff that Prudence sent to me.
All right, we went through this whole series of love cards because we were really quite sure that, you know,
Valentine's Day was when we were going to really hit it big time. I really want this to connect up to this little orange circle I have over here. I'll tell you what.
I'm telling you, the love cards are a little, like, over the top.
All right, that's going to work. Is that close enough? Yeah.
Okay, and then I found some more of your flower cards, but here. There might even be a few more of those, but...
Oh, my goodness.
Here's the love series.
Here's the love series.
Now, they're not, like, the same. But, oh, and that's when I got the heat gun and that...
Oh, yeah.
Stuff,
and that
but I could still have yet to ever get it to do exactly that.
Isn't that wonderful? Crazy. And it looks like that teapot that I have. Mm-hmm. Oh, here's some more of that series that we showed you earlier that were just taken from bits and pieces.
Just weird
little things lying about that, you know, I just doodled on.
Mm-hmm. And like I said, all of the sentiments are stacked anywhere from 2 to usually 3 or 4. So they have they lift.
This is just a, and I think that's a stamp that we had.
But that was all some of your...
Yeah, and look at that love, how thick that is. Mariah, she's really a master at that. Oh, look at this. Look at this beautiful spattering there.
Mm-hmm. I know.
Those little freeform hearts. Oh, and this is for the aquatic crowd. Love you.
I think that's some brush shows in the background.
I think that is brush shows.
Because see, we were starting to... Some of these are kind of a transition because you started playing around with the brush show stuff.
Yes, that's right. That's what some of this is.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Look at that. Isn't that fabulous there? That little piece of...
Well, and that's just some scrapbook paper stuff, but then I sprayed it.
Yeah. And these are they weren't brayer offs, but they're that kind of thing.
Thanks, Kim.
And Mariah can tell you about this piece.
So yeah, like I said, I have quite the collection of paper sample books, and usually they have really cool like techniques because they show how like paper is, you know, printed, foiled, you know, how the different, you know, things that you could do with this particular types of paper. So that piece, the foiled, because that's really what it is. It's like a embossed foiling technique. I went through, and then I did little the glitter glue in some of the little whole things, but then cut out that other piece, and that's when I was starting to use the Cricut more for kind of different things versus just cutting out sentiments. Because that's really what, you know, I was using it for. And let me tell you, Bristol, and it's pretty, you can find it usually at like Walmart and places like that, and sometimes it's on sale. In fact, that's where we first came across it, was at Tuesday morning, and they were getting rid of tons of it. Is the Strathmore Bristol board paper.
All media.
It's fantastic. It takes things you know, mixed media.
I really do like it.
And it cuts well.
And it's smooth. Now this is really cool because
Hi, Rita.
This is a bunch of different. This is stenciling. Mm-hmm. And then I think you just took the paper that I colored and stamped that stuff out. Or did you color it?
No. Okay. If you recognize here, I want to say some of this has been stenciled. Remember when you got that
the background has been stenciled.
Remember when you got that set of stencils? And this is when you were like, I don't like stencils because they just don't work. And then we were talking about, this is kind of, again, very transitional as far as, okay, well, maybe we could cut our own.
Yeah, and this is an
I think that's an early version
of chrysanthemum.
It could be. But you can see, she's like, I don't like this. And I'm like, well, I'm just going to use it because I think it'll look great in a card. And then I did all of the sentiments and everything are colored with the alcoholic markers.
Really?
Uh-huh. I did all that fade work. And I'm not really happy with this, probably with some of those cheaper markers, I can tell. Because some of the yellow has done some funky things there. It isn't horrible, but it's not.
Yeah, up to snuff.
This is a tricky thing about alcohol inks.
But look at those colors, and look at
alcohol
how
markers.
this teal blue and turquoise here. Oh, I mean that's and this is really a nice one.
I know we have quite our Australian crew today. We've got Carol and we've got the messy palette. That's Diane. Rita just showed up. Carol's here. Debbie's here. Yeah. It's our Australian.
And you can see. Can you see this? This is with.
Oh, there's some glitter stuff there. I mean, there was all kinds of things.
Yeah.
We just would try like all the different stuff with the alcohol inks because we're like, all right, we're getting bored with just kind of pushing it around the thing. And then this is some of your spray booth business. Remember that background stuff? Yeah.
Yeah, Mariah cut it out. She's absolutely fabulous. And oh, look, and here's one of my doodle cards.
Yeah, so this was friends with the birthday one. It was,
Yeah.
I think, on the same piece.
Oh, and here's some of that foamy stuff.
I love the foam.
I love that foamy stuff.
Because you get the loveliness of like having it raised like a pop dots, but then you also get kind of this like it's bubbling out from the background.
That's a good one. Oh, this is nice too. Oh yeah, this is some of those
Yeah, this is when you got
sparkle
real
markers.
doodly.
Doodly sparkle markers. Look at that baby. Whoa! Now, that's some love. Here's, you know, if you shying away from pink.
Yeah. We thought it could be a bit more masculine.
Yeah.
We even talked about that with that card.
Yeah. But this is Mr. Huey's navy.
No, the foam is just behind.
And this has got some of that stuff on there, Mariah.
The heat emboss
And that does too.
stuff. We should
Oh,
play with
isn't
that
that
some more.
nifty?
I love that stuff.
Nifty Kino. I see, I've just forgotten a lot about this. I mean, I remember we made cards, and I thought that they were pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. All right, here's a bunch of your weird little... Okay, couple of standard sized ones on top, but then it gets into your weird little sized ones that I'm like, all right, I just
Merci!
take it.
Oh, now this is some rubbings. And then stuff on top of them, I can't tell you exactly. Oh, and I was so proud of this one.
We're all sick.
I'm not sick anymore. I'm well.
I'm struggling a little bit.
I had a headache this morning, but I'm good to go now. Ooh, I know. Look at that.
Oh, Deb, we already had these. I took them down. I used to have them in the shop. This was actually the only thing that used to be in the shop. I took them down.
This is a transitional old lady card.
I love that card.
And
though.
this one right here. That right there.
That one I don't think I ever had in the shop. That's a keeper because it's...
We have that on the front of one of our journals.
Yeah.
Look at that stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, here's a little old lady card.
Mm-hmm.
And here's another one. Oh, look at that. I think that's...
It's beautiful. They're just, you know... Frou-frou flowers.
Look at that beautiful gradation in the background with the leaves there and everything. Now, come on, honey.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a little of that pen that I don't like, white thing there, because I thought it kind of needed a little sparkle on the edges.
Mm-hmm.
Where it would normally show up.
Let's see here. Oh, here's some of that foam stuff. This was fantastic. And I think this was one where you gave up. I started messing with it. I gave up. And then I just cut it up.
Oh, yeah.
Because it just wouldn't, I couldn't get the blue stuff to move.
See the foam here on the edge?
Mm-hmm.
Still nice.
It is. It was, I remember being very frustrated.
Very oceany.
I was very frustrated with that. Look at that wave on the back there.
Oh, checked wave.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, oh, oh.
Mm-hmm. All right, are you guys sick of looking at cards? Ooh, this is a good one.
She says.
Sick of looking at cards? I love that one.
Oh, I do too. Yes, now this represented this. This is my very subtle.
Oh, and here, this is...
See the honeycomb thing in there? And see how it's got a little bit of gold to it?
And you guys recognize flowers. See, those are the original PM,
Yeah.
you know, P stampy flower business.
Yeah. My daisy.
Here's some Mercies. Ooh, and you gotta show the... See, did you show...
Oh, I didn't show the back.
Oh, come on, lady.
Isn't that lovely? Look at that little bit. I think that's actually a stencil.
It's a stamp.
A stamp.
Yeah, but this was before stenciling.
Did we have gold stuff?
Yeah, we did. And remember, it was a complete pain in the butt. It would take forever to dry.
And now see how it's cracking out there?
Mm-hmm.
Flaking off. That's what it does, that white does when you put too much on.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is really nice. Now this is definitely, this was a piece of
Yeah,
spray off, and then I came in with the
You spent a long time on that thing. I was like, can
Mr.
I just...
Huey. I love Mr. Huey Navy. I mean,
it is Lisa Jamison. Thank you very much. She says gorgeous, beautiful cards. It's all in the details. Curious question: where and when did P find gel printing? Well, she wanted to do it for a long time. In fact, she kept talking about it. I'm like,
I talked about it for years.
Well, I don't remember.
Literally. I've wanted to do it since college.
Really?
Yeah. Gel plates have been around a long time. Now, I think that they've improved considerably. And the print people in the print department were always, you know, very
snobby about it.
Snotty about it.
Yeah.
Said that wasn't the real deal. And I was like, well, I've seen some of y'all's work, and I don't know if I think that's the real deal either, but oh well. But I probably spent a month watching nonstop
She did.
videos of...
I think what had happened is Louisa Heinzel had done some, and you're like, that's it. I can't stand it. I'm going to do some of this. It looks amazing.
Yes.
Because, you know, we were on Lisa's design team, and you really wanted to do the doll thing. She was doing a lot of really kind of crazy mixed media stuff. That's really why you started watching Louisa.
More avant-garde than what she's doing now. Some of the stuff she's doing now is kind of...
Well, she stuck to the junk journal stuff more so, which is fine.
I think that's her niche.
It's her happy place.
And I'm good with it. And she actually sent me a Barbie.
She did.
Izzy
yeah.
latched onto the Barbie, though, and I don't know if I'll be able to get it back and, you know, mess it up like I want to.
Have I used distress resist sprays, and how did it go? I have some. I do use them. I don't use them in the way that probably a lot of other people use them. I just use them like the sprays that I use. I don't get the drippy, you know, I don't spray it with water and do all the drippy business. I usually just pick them because of the color. I don't even know what to talk about. the sprays.
If it's not on my radar, I don't care.
Diane says she's had her gel plate for 12 years. Maybe time to buy a new one. Hey, you might just stick it in a bag and like super condition it if.
Yeah, I mean, what do you got to lose? Wash it up with Murphy's and stick it in a bag. And hey, I got to show you my brayer that I finally got cleaned up. I mean,
All right, are we done looking at cards?
Look at
I'm kind of
this.
done looking at. Oh, like a baby's
And conditioned
butt.
and everything. Oh, there's a little, I don't know, mucky muck there. But I wish you could feel it. It's really, really nice. And I got most of the goop off. Is this the one that I...
Oh, they want you to talk about your crocheting.
Here we go. This is the one that was, because you can tell. See, it's all clean. This is one that I just peeled off. And it came off
Yeah,
nice.
that one, like the little bars clean. Everything.
Yeah,
clean.
you know that this has been in the ends. They're all nice and...
That one's been to the spa, got her toenails done, everything.
Yes, just a facial and a bottom lift. All right. All right. Well, let's talk about this crocheting here.
I'll put cards back.
Well, you can look through them and find a really good one you can throw.
We've shown most of them. I mean, there's still some, like, you know, Christmassy ones and other different ones, but I think you guys have really seen
the highlights.
Yes, the highlights, the humdingers, the
Wowsy
our
powsy
favorites.
Some of the favorite ones have gone away to, you know, special
Some
people.
favorite people.
All right, now, Prudence does all kinds of cool stitches. She incorporates knitting into hers. And I'm not a knitter.
No, I'm not a knitter.
I'm not a knitter. I can't, my brain doesn't get around it. I just like doing this because, and these novelty yarns are very forgiving because they're all bunchy and kind of, you know, weird anyway. So it doesn't really matter. You don't notice that so much. And I just keep putting it down. And I love working on this surface here. Which usually, you know, I just kind of have this in my lap. Because I can kind of flatten it out and get an idea of where it's going. And then when I get bored doing a color or I run out, which I'm doing here. Boy, this is, I'll tell you what,
It's
I don't
really
know
where the universe takes her.
I told Prudence, you know, just clean up your floor and send me whatever's on your floor.
What? I didn't really understand. She even wrote that. She's like, I didn't really understand that, but
It's probably because she has a really clean floor and she doesn't.
Yeah, she's like, I don't know what you're talking about, lady. Like, come over. We'll show you. This is how the other side lives.
Okay, and see, you know, I just did kind of a little funny thing there. And I think what I'll do is just come back here on the other side of that with just a straight chain across there and make another nice little hole. Because those little holes...
Oh, they're quite handy.
And they make it interesting. And I love the different... And this one here... I want to show you that. What did I do? Oh, here it is. Okay, so I pulled it out in two different places.
I'm going to zoom in a little.
Because I didn't... One strand of this was too puny. So I just pulled it out from two different places and did that. Can you see it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it's beautiful. Oh, and it feels wonderful. I'm sure it has some either alpaca or mohair or something in it. But this stuff that I'm using right now was, I have no idea what it is, but it's obviously hand spindled. I don't know if that's a correct terminology.
Hand spindle. Yeah, that doesn't sound right.
It's hand spindled. Because it's, see, here we go. We got a big old chunk-a-lunk.
Chunk-a-lunk.
Chunk-a-lunk business going on, and here in a minute it'll be thin as on a platter. Don't want to get that too, I don't want to draw it in because, you know, I kind of lost part of my thing over here because this one overlapped this one. But you know what? In the long run, it's going to be just fine. I just keep holding. Okay, I think that's going to work. And I just shove it back in there and tap it back in. And sometimes I do really consider where I'm going to
Hand spun.
hand spun, yeah, because it's very irregular.
And Darcy says you're a hooker, not a knitter.
I'm a hooker, not a knitter. No, yeah, it's absolutely right. Because I have tried knitting, and the only thing I ever made was in my high school home ec class. I made a hat, a stocking hat, and I didn't know how to stop, so I just kept going. And it was about 6 foot long. I got it.
There's an elf out there somewhere going, yes, that's the one.
And it was really because I had this really cool velvet coat. Oh, I wished I had that coat. I loved that coat. That was double-breasted with gold buttons.
Oh, yes.
And it was green. It was limey green velvet.
We have a coat problem. I need to lose weight so I can wear some of those coats because they're fantastic.
I know. We have some mohair coats that are to die for.
Maybe we should just put the coats out, and that'll remind us. Like, do you put the coats by whatever candy thing, and it'll be like, do you really want to eat that, or do you want to wear the coat?
You want to wear the coat? We haven't gotten rid of the coats.
No.
Well, I would give them.
Some of them are in storage.
To Mariah, I noticed you had that nice little brown velvet one.
Oh, I love that coat. I love that coat.
I used to stock.
Oh, and when I used to go out and party, and I was thinner, I would wear the coats. Many of them. I love a good outfit. Even gloves.
See, that's looking really good. Okay, I think I'm headed over here. I hope I've got enough of this one to make it. But if I don't, it'll be okay. I'll tie on something else. But this is what I would do with my middle school kids. They loved this. High school kids were kind of ho-hum. They either liked it or they didn't like it. Some of them would just do their obligatory project and then
move on.
Because at that time, what I was doing was I found this fabulous website that had lesson plans. And according to your subject matter or according to your interest. So I would have them get on there. I would hand them the form that I had designed that had the essential elements for art. And they would have to go through and tell me how that lesson plan was going to apply to those tenets that were within that. And you know what? Those kids loved it. They went into rebellion when I retired and moved to Alaska, and I felt really sorry for the lady that took over because they were mean to her. Really, and they can be mean.
Yes.
And she just couldn't do that. She just couldn't. But I had kids that were doing oil painting that you absolutely could not believe. And they taught it to themselves because I wasn't an oil painter at the time. Not interested in it at all. And they really wanted to do it. And I said, well, let's work up a lesson plan and do it.
Now, Deb wants to know, is that an extra handle on the crochet hook or did it come like that? It looks more comfortable.
It's bamboo and I love these. I love these. I've got one that's fatter. But the bamboo handle ones, they're made by Susan Bates.
You want me to look it up?
And I'm telling you what, these are just so much nicer.
I could see that because they probably kind of, they cradle in your hand a little better.
They do. And you compare it to...
Yeah, oil painting.
These.
I accepted oil painting.
Which, I can use these. But, and they're not horrible.
Oh, but it's a little fatter, so then you don't have to hold in more.
Yeah,
That's
I don't know.
nice.
It just feels better in your hand.
Yeah.
And these are also Susan Bates.
Now Susan's got it all. Check her out.
Yeah.
If you know Susan.
I've got this one.
That one just makes me laugh. I'm sorry.
Izzy likes this one.
Yeah.
I'll probably teach her how to do it. With that.
Is that for those big yarns or whatever?
Mm-hmm. Here's a pink one. She'll like that.
She used to love digging through this when she's little.
Yeah, and she's lost some of my stuff. Little fart. Yeah. But yeah, I used to, I think I'm going to make it. I think I'm going to make it. But see, you come along to this big bumpy stuff right here, and it's like, okay, that really doesn't want to go through that hole, but you're like, yeah, you're going to go. There we go.
Oh, I have done a bit of yarn graffiti with crochet. Rita Summers. Rita's here.
Oh.
Oh.
Well, I don't know. I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that is either, but we need to, like, why don't we know?
Yeah.
Rita, you need to post something at Makers and get us knowed up. That was my chair. Just want you to know.
She's not pooting.
It did groan a bit.
All right. Yeah. Now I see that little point that's sticking out there. I'm going to attach to that. Okay, why are you not cooperating with me there?
It slipped through there, that kind of weird pink. Is about the same color as your needle thing, so I think, or your hook.
Yes.
So that probably gets a little tricky.
Yeah. And sometimes you want to make more than one contact point, because those little contact points can kind of pull apart. So I always give it an extra little...
Oh, this whole cabinet back here has our favorite yarn. And then she made me go over to the storage unit and bring back more yarns, but I was like, we can't store it all up here. So I gave up some of the downstairs closet for the larger bins of it.
Yes,
she also has a yarn thing.
I do.
I love the yarn too. This is one of the reasons I would like to get back to making more books and things, because I enjoy including this sort of stuff. I mean, not the crocheting, although I will take crocheted little, latches and such.
My sister made me some flowers. I love them. I don't know what I did with them. But
probably in one of those big suitcases.
I'll show you her sometime, because she says, I can't do this like you do. I said, well, that's because you know how to crochet. Now see, I've got this one stretched out string here, so I've got to bring that back in. And sometimes you just have to take it apart and reassess here. I'll just go on to that.
Okay, can you, yeah, thank you, a little bit.
I really only know how to do one stitch. And you just, you just kind of wad it around there until it goes where you want it to. And if you don't like that side, flip it over. The other one will probably work better. Or look better or something. There, now see, look at that. Now I still kind of come down, that one right there kind of worries me. But you know what, I can catch that on the rebound. But
catch it on the flip side.
Here's what your next thing is. You got to figure out how to end it.
Oh, that, okay. Yeah, we kind of know what that is.
What is it?
Yarn graffiti or yarn bombing is where you secretly put beanies and scarves and things.
Prudence talks about that.
Yeah.
Well, we got some married up string there. I think I divorced them. But I mean, mine just look like...
No, I haven't, but it's, oh, see, it's not in frame. Dang it, I need to hang it lower. Hold on.
What?
I got things up here. There we go. This is the one that Diane made. Isn't it gorgeous?
And what I want to do is I want to make it into...
we may have to fight over it.
Into a... Look at how good it looks with your scarf.
I know. I would love it to
I really want it to be a beanie.
Yeah, I want to make it into... You should make it into a hat for me.
Well, I know, but I don't know how to do this really cool stuff that she did on here. We need to hand this to Melly and have her do it.
She might be able to do it.
But can you see it? Mm-hmm. As a beret?
No, I need a slouchy beanie, so I want it to like kind of slouch out in the back.
I want it to beret.
It's not yours. It was sent to me. Diane, she might need one. You found your stuff in storage.
I absolutely love it. I don't have any string like that either.
No.
So.
Well, yeah, and you don't know how to do this stuff.
I don't know how to do those
Yeah,
full stitches that she did on there, so.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Well, that's the end of that. We're going to have to come back in here and say adios to this one yarn. And I really thought about being very careful and saving enough to repeat someplace else, but I didn't really have enough, and I thought, you know, that's kind of that gold stuff. I'm sure I've got some of that somewhere, because I do have a lot of yarn.
Yes, she does.
I stopped collecting it. Oh, look at that. Man, you talk about...
Talk about what?
I just ended it.
You did? Was it a good ending or
Well,
a bad one?
I'm just ending up with the one rather than two. And that's not necessarily a good thing.
Oh, because one's like...
Yeah, one's done. It's in there. It'll be all right. With all of this stuff floofing out everywhere, you're not going to notice one little. Now, it will become problematic if somebody pulls on it.
Don't pull on it.
Yeah. I'll just tighten that down enough that I think it's...
Oh, she likes the she wants this into a beret. But see, I just want a slouchy beanie. So I just really need the top part here. And then so that way, and then when I turn around, you guys can see it. Or I was going to do like a book.
It would be so much nicer as a beret because it would be utilizing the actual thing rather than, you know, making it look like a snood. Snood.
That would work pretty good too. See, I have a smaller head than she does.
Well, I've developed my brain cells more than yours.
I knew she was going to say something.
And when you have these ends, and sometimes I leave my ends because what happens is you just need something to kind of weave back in. All right, now look at that. Isn't that starting to...
Lynn, I think Lynn, you're making Lynn itchy. I would assume.
What?
She says, once you master a single or a double treble crochet, you can do any of the more intricate stitches.
Well, I know, but
She just can't.
I can't. It's not that I can't do it. It's just that repetitive stuff is just... I can't do it.
Yeah.
My attention span is not that long. This style fits me personality-wise perfectly.
Yes, it does. Gretchen says, P, remember the crocheted vests in the late 60s, early 70s? My grandmother made me one with a matching vest, and I remember wearing it on a date when I was 16. I loved that vest.
I never had one, but I definitely wanted one. You know, they were really high dollar, like high end. And if you didn't have, nobody in my family made them.
Oh no, we haven't tried running the trinkets through the. Well, I don't have a big shot. I have a hand cranky cuddle bug. You know, old school.
And I like the feel of this velour yarn, but I don't like what it does. It's kind of...
What do you mean?
It separates.
Oh, yes.
And it fluffs off, see?
Yeah, like in little chunks.
Yeah. And it's like a bald string after a while. It goes bald on you if you don't, do a good job of...
Yeah, containing it.
Containing it. And somebody said, Margie said, I just don't understand how you move from really skinny yarn to fat yarn. I said, would you just make bigger holes? Or littler holes? And, it isn't rocket science. And it doesn't matter if it looks bunchy. I don't think it matters if it looks bunchy.
No, I think, again, that's part of your style and the appeal. I like it. I tell you, every time I wear some of those things out, people
She was gonna wear the pelt the other day, and she left it down on the couch.
And then P was like, "Oh, you had the pelt out. Did you wear it?" And I'm like, "No, I didn't. I should have worn it today. I put it back up. Where did I put it? I think I put it in the closet. We cleaned. Yay! It's very nice."
Excuse me. We're gonna go buy out.
from all the cleaning. Oh, Lynn says that's got to be chenille yarn. And it sheds as bad as a dog.
It does. I need whiskey.
Well, the stores are closed today. They might open later, though. Sometimes on Thanksgiving, they're like, hey.
Excuse me.
Anne says proof that cleaning is hazardous to your health.
I know it is. It makes you ugly. I used to have a cute little magnet. Had a woman with her hair going out in all different directions.
Goodness, you are choked up. I'm glad you didn't put
It
makeup
said,
on.
Cleaning makes you ugly. Right threw it away.
Remember, I'm a tosser.
She is. Lord.
You alright?
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
It was just, went down the wrong way. Now, the whole thing about this business here is that you really kind of have to pay attention. And it's not the kind of attention that you pay when you're repeating a pattern like, if you're doing traditional.
It's be focused on where you're going.
You need to be looking at and thinking about, okay, now see, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here, come back here, and I'm going to make this into
kind of a little flappy area.
A I want to, and repeat your yarns.
I gotta go get the pelt. I gotta go get it. We've talked about it now, 3 or 4 times. I gotta go get it. I shall be right back. Don't cough to death. Just try to chat with it. I'll be right back. Be nice in the chat.
Well, you might hook me up with a little shot of cognac.
Oh,
You got some of that. I know I saw that down there, and I don't really like it. It's kind of hot, but it'll work until I get the good stuff. It's gonna be my Christmas present to myself. Now see how that's fitting in there, and if you make it flat, but now see what happened here with this one. How this one's kind of standing up in the air. I think that's kind of cool. I don't know. It used to bother me, but it doesn't bother me anymore. And you'll see when you see the pelt. We call it the pelt. I have one in a box over here that I was going to send to one of... Well, Mariah made friends with them. Dave and... Oh, gosh. Brian. Dave and Brian, right, Mariah? Okay, there's some other kind of quirky people, and you just gotta, people that are funny and different appeal to me. Pardon me. We buy really high quality toilet paper because Izzy goes through Kleenexes, yeah, and it's just easier to buy, and she's not much interested in. But those little boxes of Kleenex, she loves pulling them out. And she blows her nose once, and then throws the tissue away. I said, you got to have at least 2 blows up per tissue when you're using these high dollar, puffs with lotion. Which I really like those. Now I'm getting down here to the point where I'm going to reattach to the orange. And I want to go in, and sometimes I take more than one, the normal allotment that you're supposed to go in there with, just simply because I think it makes a better. But now see how cute that is? That's just starting to go kind of circular there. And I might just go ahead and take this all the way over here Pardon me. And even out here in the middle, if I feel like that this hole is too much, it also gives me the opportunity to come back in with another color of thread of yarn. Oh, thank you.
Brandy.
Oh, it smells lovely.
Yeah, it ain't bad. I had a little sip.
Oh yeah, that's cutting the mustard there. All right, let me move this
I thought I would
aside.
go with that. Almost had some pie.
Oh, I mean, it was terrible. All of a sudden, it was just all that stuff, and I was choking. All right, now here we go with novelty yarns. You can see them. They just lend themselves to this bumpy stuff. I'm absolutely in love with this because to me, it looks like pebbles almost. I just love it. And I like this eyelash stuff.
Oh, Isabel says probably the fuzz from the wool.
Oh, could be. I haven't done this for a long time. But no, I've been doing this. I spent the night doing this.
She's still getting off the sickness, even though she says she's not sick.
And you can see I really do know how to do proper crocheting. There's a little piece right there.
You're like, yeah, I'm done with that.
But I love these little...
Sometimes she likes to show you just that she can.
Yeah.
And then
I'm done. Moving along.
Hey, Christy.
This is some hand spun wool that I had for a long time. I don't know.
Christy probably remembers it.
It would certainly date back to that time of my life. But it just has these little, you know. And then Mariah, here, you need to put it on and show
I'll wear
how it has different ways that you can, but it has all these lovely little naughty floppy things.
It is.
Yeah.
See, one way I really liked wearing it was like so off to the shoulder thing here, where you kind of very Viking-ish. That's the way that I liked wearing it. I think when I was thinner, it seemed more
Animalistic.
you know. No.
Yeah. I would really like to make one of those in kind of, you know, different colors of green, so it kind of looks like a pelt of moss.
The rainforest version.
The rainforest version.
Jungle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know this other yarn that I'm stitching onto here?
They love it, by the way.
Oh.
Yeah.
I just, this stuff feels so cool.
Yes.
I love natural wool. I don't like to wear it on my neck. I just don't.
It's good with
This
the turtleneck.
cheap stuff from Turkey, I mean, I'm all about it
It feels nice.
because it feels good. It doesn't scratch you, make you itch.
Oh, I do need that, Lynn.
What is it?
She says you need one of Grumpy's turned shawl pins. That would be fantastic with this. But see, what's cool is because she's put a nice little hole thing here. You can bring it through, and then you don't have to worry about it kind of falling off. And it's a great little, you know, it sort of dangles off of the boob, but that's all right. That's part of the intrigue of wearing the pelt. Gretchen says, P's motto for regular crochet is, I know how to do it, I just don't like to. My same motto for cooking.
I know, and you know, I make this, it's called cranberry salad.
Oh, Miriam says, is it sheep or cheap? Cheap.
Not like the bird, no.
Yeah, that was good, Miriam.
Yeah.
Hello, Michelle.
This one of my favorite places to buy this stuff was at the it's called Big Lots. And you would go in there and they would have bins.
It's like
But it was yarn that had been all screwed up, you know, somebody had pulled off the and a lot of times you'd have to unravel it because it just looked like crap. But you'd get it for like 59 cents.
oh, see, that's just dangerous.
That's where a lot of that stuff came from. In fact, this one that I've got here. If they had the labels were messed up, you know that the people at the fancy stores just went through and said, oh my God, nobody's going to buy this.
Oh God, here. So now I don't know where the cranberry salad thing got started, but he is a big fan of the cranberry salad. She's the maker of it. Yeah.
I just
Jello's not involved.
No. Now it would be, but I'm allergic to red food dye.
It really gets her flared up.
Yeah. My mother made one of my favorite cakes was red velvet, and she made me one for my birthday. And
oh, you mentioned it while I was gone.
did I? Yeah. And I mean, I looked like a red pumpkin. That's when I really realized that, you know, I couldn't do that. But I don't put any Jello in.
And Lynn, if you should post some Grumpy's stuff in Makers, some of those pins. I would like to see them and perhaps figure out if I do indeed need one.
The other thing I don't like about this chenille yarn, it's
drinking.
Not very, you know, once you've got, it doesn't stretch enough to allow you to poke your hole through if you know, messed up and didn't. But aren't the colors in this just
like
wonderful?
That one. I think I used that one on that little grasshopper. No, wait, that's not it. I'm thinking of the purpley one. It's just
I do have some purple.
This overcast, like no sunshine business is killing me with the lighting.
Is it bad?
Nah, it's just, you know, it's me.
And sometimes you just really have to get...
Oh, that's a fantastic... Isabel says you can use beets to make red velvet.
Oh.
She loves beets. I like beets.
I love beets. I mean, I really love beets.
Yeah, and I'm not feeling well, so I'm definitely not drinking wine. We didn't even... the other day when we were shopping,
I'm done with all of my meds.
She's good. She's clear.
Yeah. I finished... Yesterday was the last day.
Woohoo.
My eyeballs are in good shape, so I can drink now.
I hear I might have a little sip of that. Okay.
All right. Now, see, I've got a nice little hole there. Repeats over here. Sort of, kind of. So I'm just going to go ahead and take that around the edge here.
Oh, Len makes the holiday slaw with the green and red cabbage, dried cranberries, and orange vinaigrette. Ooh.
Oh my, we need the recipe. I loved everything you just said.
Yeah.
Oh.
She does.
Yes.
Now, Brad's parents, his mother makes a cauliflower cornbread salad. Oh. He's a big fan of it. I think it's all right. Like,
I really like it.
I make a cranberry sauce. It's almost really like a chutney. Because it has apples and oranges.
It's very chunky.
And it's very chunky. And it has cloves in it. And I love it.
Izzy gave it a thumbs up.
She did. I noticed she didn't really... Well, you didn't give her any, did you?
I didn't. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, when I go back around these, you will notice that I am using, I don't know what this stitch is called, but it's where you put it in there and then you pull it through all the way and then you crochet one. I don't know, it's just, it's what I call back crocheting, because you can't do it the same way as when you were going the other way.
Yes, I'm sure somebody will tell us what that actually is, because there are people here that know things. Diane.
But see how that's starting to look there?
I love it. Okay, I think we've made this before.
What is it?
Red cabbage cooked with apples and some brown sugar.
Yes, we have. And we had
Why
it
haven't
with
we made that?
Pheasant. Remember when we were at Susie's?
I know. I wasn't there at that trip. I love that you kind of felt like I was there in spirit somehow a lot of times.
Yeah.
But I wasn't.
We had pheasant that Steve actually shot, or his friends did. I don't know. He's a gun person.
Yeah.
All of my family hunts, and they have freezers full of venison. I just talked to my sister yesterday, and they do their own butchering.
Oh, it's a slip stitch.
It's a slip stitch?
I tell you, Lynn.
Okay. But see, look how cool that's looking. Getting a little... I needed to leave some more holes down here, didn't I?
I think it's all right.
Yeah, I think you should have solid patches and...
Christy and John are having steak stuffing, asparagus, potatoes, and chocolate pie. I love some chocolate pie.
Steak stuffing?
Steak, like steaks, stuffing, asparagus, potatoes. These are separated by commas.
Right. Well, we decided we're going to have prime rib for Christmas. Well,
yes.
I mentioned
after that conversation last stream.
Yeah.
Oh, Miriam.
What does Miriam say?
This is crab stitch. No, slap stitch. What? Maybe because I'm stuffy today. I'm trying not to sound so stuffy.
Yeah, and you know, and I used to steer away from all of these little, and I'm just looking at this little guy right here. And I can't show that because Mariah will snatch it up. But I would put this with something else because I can't. That's too fiddly.
Yeah, what is that?
I don't know. It's some yarn that Prudence sent.
Well, can I have it?
No, I'm going to use it. It's mine. She sent it to me. I did all the correspondence on that one. I don't usually correspond. I'm down to 5, and I had to stop because I ran out of cards.
Oh, Christy got a maker. A Cricut maker.
Oh.
What are you going to be making? What you doing, girl?
Yeah, we want to know.
Ooh. Oh! Arceus, I sometimes use a crab stitch to finish off the edge. Oh, so I guess it is an actual thing.
Crab stitch.
Crab stitch. Yeah. Crab. Oh, Miriam's video. By the way, Miriam, you're so sweet. Thank you. I mean, just giving us much love, showing the stencils, and then just the sweetest. I love listening to you. It just puts a smile on my face to even just think about it, because I think it's just so sweet, and you come from such a genuine place, and that just warms my heart. So there, I'll, you know.
Okay, I'm going to hook this in one more because remember, you don't want just one thin thing holding your hole together. And I've learned that the hard way because then they pull apart and you're very upset about it.
Yeah. You're like, it looks
kind of nice. I like 3.
Uh-huh.
We've got 3 little gallopy holes there.
Yeah, you got kind of a nubby bit there.
What? Well, sometimes you have nubby bits, Mariah.
Sometimes. As I get older, it's certainly true.
There you go. I said, you know, boy, all of a sudden I started seeing everything, and I'm going, wow, those wrinkles always been there? And wow, it's bright in here. Somebody,
that's how I feel all the time.
Up the wattage. Okay, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make it over here. You know, and every now and then I just give it an extra little hoop-de-doo because, you know, when you're going around circles, the outside diameter is a lot bigger than the inside.
Oh.
So you got to do that in order to not make it pucker.
Yeah.
Nobody likes a pucker.
Some people like a pucker. I ain't gonna lie.
You want it to lie down, so you got to add some extras there.
Susan Anderson says, there's also a reverse single crochet that you can hold your material and do a single crochet backwards. It feels really weird, but it leaves a little loopy edging.
Well, you know, this is definitely, don't talk to me about that. I need to see it, so could you
Oh, do a little video or something.
Do it a little video, and can you please not go fast?
Well, I'm sure we could probably look up a video. If you have a video that
Yeah.
you like and want to post it in Makers, that's cool too.
Just trying to find a hole here in this eyelashy yarn.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you just got to go for it and stick it in there.
Oh, Diane used to make crocheted bikinis for her daughter's friends.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen some of those. I just wanted the body. I didn't necessarily want the bikini. Okay. I don't worry about any of the hanger outers until I get to the very end of things. Simply because, and I'm telling you what, this dadgum chenille yarn.
Effie said she would help you. Well, she's a lefty, so she's not going to be any help to you.
I'll tell you what, I had, remember Adrienne Osborne?
Yeah, you said that she was
Oh,
not.
bless her heart. And it just frustrated her to no extent because she just wanted to do it so bad. And I didn't know how to teach her. And, you know, I think what she finally just decided was she just went ahead and
Kind of did her thing.
did it her way. And of course, I applauded that. All right. Look at that.
Oh. Sandra says that you might wait a little bit for the alcohol, which is a little late, but a few days to make sure it's out of your system. She's already been off it now.
Well, 72 hours.
Yeah, sort of. No, a little over 24.
What is today?
Thursday.
Well, so my last prednisone drop was yesterday at 11 something.
Yeah.
12 noon.
So a little over 24 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, time. That's...
And then the other one, which I don't know what it's made out of. Who knows? I always did it at night because they said you needed to go.
Diane says that the bikinis are just for looking sexy, not swimming.
Oh, yeah, because knit has a tendency to.
Yeah.
Where's my... There, you
Oh,
need to
for a
pass
few
my...
days.
Well, you've been hitting my alcohol kind of hard over there, honey.
Well, supposedly you don't really... Yeah, you need to simmer down. People are worried about you.
They're not. You're just saying that because you don't want to share your
No, I'm telling you.
cognac.
I said you should wait a few days.
You'd wait a few days?
Mm-hmm.
Well, dig this thread out here.
Yeah,
That's some mighty fine stuff. We need, because it's nice and flexible. It's not like that stuff that you've got that's wiry.
It is. You're exactly
Wiry. Wiry.
And not like in a, fun kind of playful way. I'm feeling warm.
That warms you up.
And I got the pelt on.
You've got the pelt on.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you know what, Mariah? I'm just going to be really generous. I'm going to hand this across to you. And I will let you
Work it out.
work it out.
Do I get to keep whatever I get undone?
You can keep the whole thing.
Okay. You weren't going to...
Well, I just, I feel like if I go ahead and do that, then I'm going to be in the kind of situation where I don't have any more of it.
Bye, Christy. Thanks for
Bye,
stopping
Christy.
by. Tell John hello.
And I'm kind of thinking about putting some of this.
So Darcy says, I can't imagine how you two trade viruses. Here's the thing. Like, we just know. Number one, with the baby, like, she's all up in everybody's faces and just loving on them. And, so you can't escape it.
You just give in and say, well, I guess I'm just going to have to. And I'm just feeling chenille here. But see, now I don't like that next to that. So that's not going to work. Maybe I'll come over here where I need a bit more.
I think you need to bring some more pink in.
Pink, I don't really have a whole lot.
Do you want me to grab some out of
Well,
the thing
can you
here?
look in the stash? Don't we have something that's kind of like this?
Yes, we do.
I do love
It'll
this.
smell nice too, because these have the little
And I might have to give these little pieces to Mariah because they're really,
duty.
unless I just tie them all together.
Of course, the stuff you.
These are perfect for her with her little bits and pieces that she uses on her journal.
Well, those are purples, but here's kind of a purpley pink. Oh, what? That ain't.
Oh,
it
I
doesn't
don't
look
think
anything
so.
Like that. Jeez.
Do like that? No, 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 no.
Oh, here, there's that stuff. A whole wad of it.
Well, that's what I need. I need a wad. There we go. Now that, you know, and that's bringing in the yellows. Oh, yeah.
And I got this. I'm kind of afraid. No, I'm not gonna give you that. I like it.
Well, here, I'm giving you this right here.
Okay.
Because it's just little pieces.
Yeah, that's perfect for the little.
Oh, whoops. Snaggy fingernails. All right.
Doesn't it smell wonderful?
It does smell wonderful. I put patchouli, because we have, I mean, not here so much, but when I was in the Panhandle, Friona, we had moths
Oh, bye, Gretchen.
got into everything. Bye, Gretchen. I sent you your postcard. Should be getting it sometime.
Are we sure it's this Gretchen? I think we have two Gretchens.
Is this Gretchen Burke?
I think so.
She's
images by Gretchen.
She was one of my peeps.
I don't always know everybody from their handle here to their real name over
yonder.
Makers. Like, I don't always connect it. I apologize for that.
All right, now I'm going to go, and I know I probably should have started that over here, but I'm not upset that I
Hi, Candy.
didn't, because I think that this is going to be kind of cool that it's just going to run vertically.
It's Gretchen Shepherd. She's Gretchen Shepherd from Washington.
Hi, Gretchen.
I told you
that was not my Gretchen.
You're still our Gretchen.
You're still our Gretchen, but not
the postcard Gretchen.
Not the postcard Gretchen. Oh, I really like this.
I like that stuff too.
And I like working with this stuff.
We made some good little. I think you actually crocheted that. The reason you have those little pieces is that you had
No, those are ones that Prudence sent me.
Oh, they were?
Yeah.
Well, you used this, I think, to make some of the little dangle things. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
For my visions of Technicolor.
Yeah, and I'm not a small dangle maker. If I'm going to make them, I mean, these are going to be like...
Oh, goodness, we only have like 12 more minutes.
Whoa.
That went by very quickly.
It did. How time flies.
I mean, we can stay on.
Well, have anybody saying anything? Are you reading me everything I need to hear?
Let's see here. That's where being the only Darcy around here comes in handy. That is true. Darcy is our only Darcy. P, that looks like yarn made from sari silk.
Oh, no, but I have some. I have a whole...
Hey, Martha.
What happened? We got to show them that one.
What?
The scarf that I made from sari silk. It's the big one, multicolored one.
Well, I've worn that one. But
Yeah,
you want me to show it in this?
I don't think that you said anything about it.
I think we did. But I can go get it, and I'll refill you.
Yeah. Oh, see, look how nifty that looks. And this feels really nice against your skin, too.
Yeah. This one this one has a couple itchy spots.
Yeah, well, it's got wool.
But I usually was wearing, like, a little turtleneck, or would wear, you know, like, it would go underneath the... It does look really great with my one black coat that has a wider collar, and I would tuck it underneath there. So fab.
There's always ways to get around.
Yes. Okay, I shall go down and get the colorful one.
And did you notice I'm wearing this bracelet today? And I told Mariah, I said, I might have to take my bracelet off because it's getting wrapped around my yarn. But I really managed pretty.
Well, if we stay on, I want a piece of pie. Would it be rude to eat pie on?
Yeah.
Spring?
I just want to kind of get this little bit back over here. Maybe even go all the way around. Kind of tie it in. Or I don't know, maybe just take it here and come, I don't know. Anywho. I think I just dropped a stitch there. We'll just pick it up. Kind of bunchy right there. That might be the place where we decide to do some little, you know, flip-de-doos and hoop-de-doos. Make it a little, you know, so it's not just one straight go. Yeah. Okay, see, you take advantage of the happy accidents and just make it into something interesting. And I am going around a circle here, so I'm kind of adding as I go. Sometimes I do 2, sometimes I do 1, sometimes I don't pay attention and just go through there. I don't know. I just think that
Here.
you shouldn't stress about things, and if it makes you happy, then that's what you should do. Did you all see Miriam's Creatures? I think it was Miriam. It was a kind of a little duck thing. I love the feet.
Was it in Makers?
Mm-hmm. And then she made dolls, and she made cookies, and an ice cream cone.
Yes, the little crochet things or knitted or whatever.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes, amigurumi.
Yes, yes. Oh, just love those. But now this is that sari yarn. But can you see how and this is an old booger. It's had lots of love and lots of wear. Boy, look at that beautiful blue in there. That's in that sari yarn. I love that stuff.
Oh, Evie says, can you write out the pattern for the pelt? she had laughy faces after that.
But you can see
I'll
this
send you a picture.
has lots of holes.
I love this scarf.
And what's nice about this is, you know, you always have those real things that you really love and they get holes or something in it. Well, this could get holes in it. And all you do is just come back in and whip stitch some more stuff on, and look at that. Hey, those are actually little loopies in the yarn.
Yeah.
That's kind of fraggly, isn't it?
I love it.
Oh, I do too.
And it's got some weight to it, let me tell you.
It really does, because some of the parts here are more dense than others.
Mm-hmm.
And this fuzzy kind of matty looking stuff. That's some stuff I really hate crocheting with it. But look at here. Look at this little dangle-do.
Dangle-do.
Look at that little dangle-do there. I mean, that's a wonderful dangle-do. Or that. I love that eyelash yarn. I know it's really tacky and
I like it.
But I go more for the texture than I do for... Because I've had this stuff around my neck and...
Yeah.
It ain't fun. Okay, well, have a couple of those. I think. of that.
Well, maybe you and Evie, she says, you crochet and she'll write down the pattern. So maybe you guys could schedule some dates and make something and she can watch you.
But the thing about it is you just kind of figure it out as you go. I see, look at that. Isn't that a cute little lump there?
Hey, Sharon. Welcome.
We have somebody new?
Yeah, well, we have a couple people coming in here. It's so funny. Like, we get really close to the 2-hour mark and new people start coming in. I think it's like, it's like YouTube pushes it out at this point. And it's like, could you do that in the beginning, YouTube? That would be really helpful.
Yeah, it would really help if these people could,
enjoy the whole thing.
Instead of having to watch the reruns. Of course, I guess there's nothing wrong with watching the reruns. Yeah. Now, I just kind of went across there, and there was a little bit more of a breaky bridge there than I wanted it to be, but I don't really care.
Breaky bridge. It's a small hole.
Small hole. And sometimes I don't always just get one, I get two of the little, like I said, that darn chenille yarn does not stretch very much. Of course, this doesn't stretch very much either. But for some reason, I can get a better handle on it than...
that could be true, Anne.
What did Anne say?
That is not a terrible thought by any means. She says maybe YouTube prefers people to watch the replays because there's commercials in them. I could drop commercials in. I choose not to.
Don't do that. I will be angry. Because I don't watch some things because they have commercials.
Yeah.
All right. Now, I don't want to outline this. I don't want it to be outlined. I want it to be a section. So I've decided I'm going to go back now. And this is where I'm using that. Is this called the crab?
I think so. That seemed to be what the discussion was.
See, sometimes
But then Evie said that she had not heard of that.
It's where you pull it through 2 and you go in 1. And I just call it my back stitch. Because it works really well. And it's a nice evener stitch too. Evener if you want to get something more even. Evener.
Makes sense. Oh.
Okay, so I get to that point and I'm like, okay, I'm liking that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just decided I'm going to change directions. I'm going to go back the other way. And so you just go in with your normal 2 on, 1 off. Mm-hmm. And it really works nicely to come back through those ones where you did the crab stitch.
That is the nice thing for the replays, that you have the closed captions. There are ways to do that with a live stream. We don't really have the setup, and then you have to run a further delay. So it's kind of like...
Oh, because it has to go through the app.
It has to go through their thing, and then, get the closed captions, plus, so it's more than the, 3 to 5 seconds that I think we currently have, because I put it on low. So that way there isn't too much of a delay.
Yeah,
it's hard, especially because we are very interactive. If you aren't doing that big of a interaction with your chat, I don't see that it's as big of a deal. But for us, I think that it's very important for us to be able to
respond in a timely manner.
Darcy says if they talk slower and I type fast, maybe I could, she could do the closed captions in the live chat.
Okay. All right, I think I'm going to go back here, and I want to end up back over here.
Oh, you're going to go back around? Oh, because you're kind of keeping the width of the scarf.
Yes. Ish. And that is something to consider, and I'm glad you said that, Mariah, because I'm definitely getting a sense of direction now. It doesn't have to be all perfectly lined up, although I have made scarves that were, perfectly lined up. And I can do those. I just think that they're not so interesting. And this kind of scarf that I'm doing right here, this takes a lot of time. Because every time you change your yarn, you've got some time spent in tying it off, tying on the new yarn, making decisions about which yarn you're going to use. So this type of scarf is really, it's an original. I don't see anybody making a scarf, or maybe even wanting to make a scarf like this. I don't know.
Oh, well, you got some love. Lynn says it's looking wonderful.
I think it is too.
And she crochets, so I feel like, even though I think you were making her a little
and
itchy
I think I'm going to have to go to my bins, because I like this dark next to, and I'm feeling something dark here. Not this exact thing, but something dark over here also, so that it's continuing with that
Are we staying on for
that
a little
line.
bit longer?
Oh, I don't know.
Because it's time.
Oh, is it time?
It is.
Well, who do we still have people that are
hanging?
Hanging?
You guys still want to hang? We got 67 people hanging with us.
Are you kidding me?
I know.
Well, I'll tell you.
We're very happy. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. And I just told Mariah, I said, I'm not even worried about this. If people don't want to watch it, I'm not going to be insulted at all.
All right, so you wanted some darker stuff. Here's kind of maybe a good transition. This is
And I
a little
do
more.
like that. And I know I've got some more of that in the bins. But I'm not sure that that's what I need right now with the dark. I need really dark.
Okay, well, it ain't in this bin.
Dark gray, dark purples.
Oh, you want to pull
blacks.
the purples. All right, hand that one back.
Oh, I might want that.
Well, then I'll get it back out. Excuse me. Sorry.
Just really love the way this yarn smells, Mariah.
I know. It's
Very nice. Now that is so weird that I'm ending up with
Here.
the yellow back in that same spot. Oh, that's wonderful. Oh, yes. Oh.
It's got little purple reddy stuff in it.
Oh, yes. And look at that. Isn't that wonderful?
I love that stuff.
Now, it does kind of tickle you.
It's a tickler.
It's a tickler.
I'm just going to leave that open. It seems that...
But I always talk about prudence because I was, and it's so funny because, everyone at the high school, well, not everyone, but the teachers that did like me.
Darcy may have to go grab her yarn and crochet so she can crochet while we're hanging out.
Oh, yes, please
A
do.
little crochet circle.
Yes, and we can talk about what we're doing.
And Melissa and Maine says stay on. Okay? I might have to.
So they were so concerned, and the math teacher happened to be there when Patsy was showing me how to do this simple stitch. As I said, I want to know how to do this because I need to. I want to do soft sculpture with my kids. And she says, well, I can show you. I said,
Thailand.
just show me one thing. That's all I want to know, and I'll figure the rest of it out. And so the math teacher says, if you need any help with the patterns or anything, you just let me know. I'll help you out. Patsy's over there laughing because she knows exactly what I'm talking about, which is no, number one, when I see all of those little things in a row that say things, it's just, I understand dyslexia, because that's what happens to me.
You feel like it's just overwhelming backwards.
It's
you
just,
can't read it.
I don't know what it's saying to me. It's a foreign language, and I don't, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I just don't want to do that. All right, I just
Bye,
changed.
Benji.
Just changed gears here. And I want to get back to the point where I'm
Coming around the bend.
coming around the bend.
Hooking back up.
Hooking back up.
Yeah, because
Because I kind of think I need to do that.
Yeah, because otherwise you've got a skinny bit there. It's kind of like making stencils.
It is, and those skinny
Yeah,
bits,
hook that back
especially if
up.
they're on the edge. You know, nobody likes that.
Uh-huh.
I mean, you might like it right now, but in reality, when you're wearing it, you're not going to like it.
Right, because it's just going to get twisty and not hold up.
Yeah, and you're going to run your thumb through it and hurt yourself and make ugly comments about the person that created it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Deb's going to start stew. Are you making turkey stew? Or just stew? Are we freezing the turkey bone, or are we doing something with it like stat? I think we should do something stat, because it's kind of we went with a smaller turkey because we're like, all right, seriously. Sometimes we end up with just way too much.
Yeah, and you know, after you just... Yeah. I think we should do something with it right away. Because I think freezing does something to it that I don't really... And I love the roasted turkey bones. And it's a mighty fine turkey.
Oh, no turkey here today. All right.
And I must say, the dressing was slightly sagey, maybe, but I'm into the sagey.
Rita's enjoying us. She's not feeling well, so we're keeping her distracted.
Oh. Well, Mariah wasn't feeling good earlier, but I think you're kind of coming around, right?
I think so. I don't know. We'll see. I'm drinking.
I'm telling you, that whiskey cuts that crud in your throat.
Well, I'm telling you, brandy ain't... I don't know. I think this is cooking brandy.
Cooking brandy? Hey, it ain't bad.
It was in the liquor cabinet. I don't know. You can tell, but my nose is starting to get red. And...
Well, I feel like my cheeks are red.
Well, you are our friend, Sandra. She says, we love you ladies. You treat us all like a large bunch of friends. You guys are. That's family. Because we're
now,
like,
see,
we're going to be streaming today. So they're like, yeah, today? Like, yeah. But Brad's very understanding. He goes, yeah, they got to stream. They have their people.
Do.
Oh, and then Diane's talking. I think Diane was talking about macrame coming back.
Oh, I did macrame too. But I tell you what, my fingers won't. That
you
jute.
Tighten it up, right?
That's hard on your fingers.
I don't like the smell of it.
And it's. Of course, you can macrame with other things too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I kind of wore myself out. Really went. That's kind of how I do things. I just go at it hell-bent for election, and then I'm done. That's how it kind of was with the crocheting there. I did so many of these that...
Everybody had a scarf.
Everybody had a scarf.
Or two.
Or two.
I had a lot. But I kept requesting them, too. I need to find the purple hat thing that you made me. I think that's off in my bin of, like... Because it's super wintry. It's not like something you can just kind of toss on. Because it's a hat. The purple hat thing, and I requested it, remember? It was quite wonderful. Very fashionable.
I don't remember. I remember that one yarn that, I don't know, it was where it would be thick in places and not thick, and I did it all in the same. It was one of the few that I've done just with one type of yarn.
Kind of.
And it was kind of brown and ecru colored. And it would be long fat, and then it'd be really, really skinny.
I think so.
It made a very, very cool natural pattern because of the way it was
put together.
Spun.
Oh,
right?
The actual yarn. Yeah. It has a it has more pattern look to it for sure.
Yes, I liked it. I've got this cute little booger here.
Oh. Darcy's novelty yarns are hiding out, but she did find some regular yarn and a hook. So off she goes, I suppose. You'll have to post what you make in Makers.
All right. Done with that for a while.
Ooh, Susan Anderson, she says she's doing little market bags, crochet, to use up the scratchy yarn. Oh, just to take to the market.
Oh. Yeah, like bags.
Yeah, my poor little brain, I was like, market bags, what are those?
And sometimes I just go ahead and, well, weave these kind of back in just a ways so that...
Oh, how does Darcy start? She can't remember how to start.
Oh, yeah. All right. I can show you that. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll just do a little...
She used to do pieces and then put them together. Right? Didn't you?
I'll just do a piece here and then we'll put it together. Okay, you just take and then you go and you... I should do this with plain yarn.
Yeah, that was hard to see.
That's hard to see.
Yeah, there we go. That's a little better.
This will be better. All right, you just want to make a chain. So you hold your yarn like this, and you can also do this. This is actually just... I don't know if this is proper, but you just
make a knot.
Boy, this stuff's...
Yeah, oh yeah, that gets tricky.
There you go.
Create yourself a loop.
Create yourself a loop. I think I've got two.
This is not going well.
Oh, it's all right. Just ignore that one. Okay, so you've got your loop there. And then you just start chaining. I tell you about that kid that made a 25 plus foot chain. He was so proud of himself.
Well, what you could do is if you do that, then you could come back, right, and then just loop your chain back on itself.
Well, that's what you do.
Well, I know, but like after he made the big long chain, come back maybe even with something else, and then
oh yeah, and he could have gotten out his great big fat one and crocheted with his
that would have been
chain.
Cool. Yeah, that would have been cool.
Well, we didn't have time. We
chain
moved on.
Go.
Yeah, but that's how you do it.
Mhm.
And then you just go back in. Ooh, this feels really good. I wish you could feel this is very buttery yarn. And this is just the old, plain old stitch, you know. 2 on, 1 off.
Susan, she made a bunny from her yarn stash there. It wasn't very cuddly. So she's going to get rid of the scratchy yarn so she can buy cuddly yarn for the fox and the dragon she's going to make.
There you go. Now see, if you just keep going back and forth, this creates its own row of patterns like you saw on the pelt. Now if you want to go in a circle, what you do is you just go out a couple. And then you come back in. I don't know if you turn it like that. But anyway, the whole idea is you want to make it go in a circle. So.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, that was a little awkward to begin with there. But
yeah, it was a little awkward.
Might be more nipply.
Well, it will be if you don't do some extra ones when you go around.
Right.
See, you do an extra one when you go around, because if you don't, it starts puckering up and you got a nipple.
Yeah. Unless you're going for that.
Yeah. You know, you could do a Madonna kind of hoop-de-doo thing. Okay, well, I do have a little bit of a nipple there.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting. See if I can work that in. Do you think that color's going to go with my color?
I do not like that with the rest of that.
I don't either. Yeah, okay. Well, we'll just... Yeah, that I don't know why I had that one out, but that one's not making me happy.
Bye, Jamie.
All right, now I was going to start and make this into a thing, but I think not. I think I'm just going to put it on here. And...
Susan, you're... Oh, goodness. She says, never thought about posting on Makers. I never thought of crochet as an art. The only artistic skill is maybe choosing colors that go together. That is not true.
Oh, no. I think that this is... You know, it's wearable art.
Yes.
Good heavens. And even, like... Any of it, if it's done with a, boy, I left an awful long tail on that, didn't I?
That's all right.
That's all right. I'll
It's
work
fluffy.
it. I'll work it in from the other way. No worries.
I'll get
No
back
worries. It's like a bunch of butterfly wings hooked together, or you know, the little
to you. Yeah.
antennae.
It is. Kind of
But
like those
it's
weird.
just such wonderful stuff.
Or those weird fungi things that
Oh yes, that you see on the
Brad had some
cilia.
on his car, on his truck. He's like, come here and look at this.
Yeah.
I mean, and they just stuck straight out.
And what I like
She
about
says
this
thanks.
is that, and I would go on buying expeditions for my kids, and then they'd buy the yarn from me.
No, I do not.
Because a lot of those kids did never, I mean, I swear to God, they'd never get out of town. And, you know, it was expensive for them. And when I was paying 59 cents for a skein of yarn, yeah, and I would buy it, and then they would buy it from me. Look at that. Now see, that's exactly what I needed there. Just a bit of dark to make the light pop.
Mm-hmm. Well, and yes, kind of tie it back in. This is also a lot like, I mean, you're making good composition.
Yes, you are. You're drawing with yarn.
Now, I will say that I think we'll stay on till 5:30.
Okay.
And then we'll head out. So we can
I
have another round of food and things.
Absolutely, it'll be time. Oh, I just absolutely love this. Isn't that great?
Well, if you kind of stopped there, you could turn this into like a cover.
A cover? Oh, for a journal?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? You could. But I just really think
you
should wear it.
Okay.
This is one.
That was a good find.
Was a good find. I think I've got some more of this. All right,
I hope so, because that was all that was in the bin. But like I said, we just put like little bits in the bins that we have here.
Yes.
I see Anne agrees with me. A book cover would be fabulous.
Okay, now I'm going through here and I'm going clear around that one little strand of stuff that was out there.
Nice. Tighten it up.
Tighten it up, and what it does is it just strengthens that edge that was kind of loopy.
Yeah. You were a little floppy there.
A little floppy there. So, I think I've redeemed myself on that one.
Hello, Risa. Welcome.
Some more people are coming in.
A little bit.
Is this Risa? Risa.
I believe Risa.
Spell it.
R-I-S-A.
Oh, where's Risa from?
Where are you from? Her last name's Mateo.
And, you know, this stuff, you don't really have to be going into the proper little
It's
thing.
kind of hard to tell which is the proper thing.
That's what I said. It's so forgiving. And,
Massachusetts.
oh.
And she said I pronounced it perfectly. Thank you.
So.
Sometimes we get it right.
Now see, look at that. We're starting to get this.
I have a hard time with that word too. Doilies. How to spell it.
What is it?
I think you got it right. She remembers crocheting doilies with her mom.
Oh yes, my great grandmother had these doilies, and they were like this big around. But what they would do is they would put them into the starch.
Shrink them up.
And no, they would form them in these. Like when you set it down, it was ripply.
Well, what do you want that for? What do you want a ripply doily for?
Well, it was fancy.
For what?
For just to set, put on top of the piano. I don't know. Hell.
I do not understand this decoration.
It was the thing to do back in the day.
Have you seen my rippled doily?
A rippled doily. Hey, come on. Anybody else out there that knows about rippled doilies, give us a holler out
Bye,
there.
Ann. Thanks for hanging.
Bye, Ann.
Unless you want to chime in on the rippled doily thing. The cat's out, too. We should probably go.
Yeah. I'm getting hungry.
Okay.
All right. Well, here we go.
I think Miriam knew about the rippled doily thing. All right. Well, we'd like to know more about that. If anybody has any, post pictures and makers. This was super duper fun. Thank you guys for hanging out with us on Thanksgiving. We very much appreciate that. We will be back. I gotta go before this cat jumps on me. We will be back on Sunday. I don't know
Doing
what
regular stuff.
Doing regular stuff. I don't know exactly what the regular stuff is, but we'll figure it out. Thank you so much for hanging out. If you are new to the channel, please do give the, subscribe, the thumbsy upsies, all that business. Remember, we're doing the 5,000 subscriber giveaway. We're getting very close, so come back, leave the comments. This is one of those regular streams. He's whapping at me. Doing this under duress. Alright guys, we'll see ya. Do all the usual business and we'll see you on Sunday. Bye.
Bye.
He's smacking me.